This is Becky Balestri and Amy Limbiblu doing this week's Thoughtful Design. To begin with, we're going to talk about our framework we used, and the criteria for evaluation was usability, utility, and aesthetics. And we think that these three criteria really encompass what thoughtful design is. And we chose DSW for our website here of Thoughtful Design. And we thought that this website had the classic look contrasted with contemporary design. And the classic look comes from the simple, clean lines of the header here along the top, which has a lot of the contrast of black and white, and then easy to read typography. And then we have the contemporary design that comes in with the changing content here in the center. This is engaging, fun, and colorful, and it showcases their product and draws users' eyes in. And with something like this, the content is really timely. So as we can see here, there's a lot of pink and red for Valentine's Day during February. And so they can easily change all this out. So next month could be green for St. Patrick's Day. And then also with this classic look contrasted with contemporary design, that is continued throughout their website here, as we can see on their sub pages. We have the header consistency here, and then this navigation bar over on the left keeps with the classic look of the header, because the navigation links don't change that frequently. But here in the middle, where the content does change, it's still colorful again and keeps users engaged with their products.
In addition to the great balance of color and white space in this website, one of the DSW website's most robust features is its searching capabilities, which is demonstrated first in the sidebar here on the left. But in addition to that, as a user, you can go into this site and search and find all the shoes that are in your size. You can look specifically at different categories. You can pull up shoes in different colors. And to us, this was a really good indicator of how well the designers of this site knew their audience. Because when you're shopping for something like shoes, you don't want to see every category of shoes or every type of shoe that this store has. And sometimes you need a very specific shoe, and the site really holds your hand to get there. Each page, again, has this consistent bar on top and sidebar, so you always know where you're at, even when you are searching and going in a few layers from the home page. So I just wanted to show you what a search would look like. So I'm going to pull up some blue boots in a size 10. And so basically what it does is pull up every blue boot that the site will have. Some of these come in multiple colors, so even though the image doesn't show blue, it does offer some variation of blue once you go into it. In addition to those three categories, you can refine your search even further by with resetting the color. Say you decide you want purple boots instead. You can look at certain brands. You can search by price or material. You can get pretty specific. And again, I think this is a good indicator of how well they know the user. And then once you actually look at a shoe, we'll say I want a nice 9 West rain boot. The site offers a number of different angles. It shows you what all the colors that are available. And it also gives you product details and provides you specifically with average overall ratings. And I've seen some shoes on here that have 500 ratings. This one happens to only have 1. But it's really helpful when you're trying to determine what perhaps size to go with. If you are in between sizes and you want to know if the shoe tends to size small or large, narrow, short, etc., and also how comfy shoes are. And as a user of the site, that's really quite helpful. So the details of the products, I think, really help sell this site and help sell their product. And the other thing too is that the site's very stable. I have never really had image issues. It even lets you change and you can see what it looks like in a different color. And I've never had any issues with links, and I move around in the site, quite a bit. So overall, we were really impressed with this site and how clean it is, how simple it is to use, even if you've never been to the site before, and how consistent it is, but at the same time how consistent it is with web convention. So it really helps your user and probably helps them sell some shoes.
Now that we've looked at the DSW website, we'll go through the framework that we use to evaluate it. And the first criteria we used is utility. And this is very important because of this. A website needs to be stable and reliable. The DSW website is always available. Images always show up, which is very important when you're looking at shoes. And information is always reliable on the website. So having everything that you need to make a decision about shoes that you're going to purchase falls under utility. And then we also have consistency with web standards. So when you go to the DSW website, it's pretty intuitive what you're supposed to do, and it follows conventions of other websites as well. The second criteria that we used is usability, which we talked about extensively already, but DSW definitely caters to its user and takes into consideration how a user would use their website. And this is especially true with the search function that they created. And then the navigation of the website is super simple. Everything is labeled very clearly. They have the left-hand navigation bar that can direct you to wherever you need to go. And then the last criteria is, of course, aesthetics. And we talked about this a little bit with the clean look of the website and then the contemporary design of the actual products. There was the alignment and spacing was all very uniform and had enough white space to allow the eye to rest with all the colors that were going on with the product. And then there was also consistency of design. The header was the same on every page, and then we had the left navigation bar that was also consistent across all pages. And so we felt that these three things led to thoughtful design, which leads to happy users. So one of the research questions we came up with based on this website was that given the robust searching capabilities, how much does the slideshow on the homepage influence navigation into the site? So are users just kind of browsing through the slideshow that's on the homepage, or are they going into the site already knowing what they want, and so they just go right into the search feature that the website has? I thought it would be interesting to see if consumers kind of just browse around at first, or if they go to the website for a specific reason. And now, areas for improvement. We didn't have a lot because we thought this was a good example of thoughtful design. So the first one we had, both Amy and I had problems linking our rewards card to our online account so that we could redeem our rewards online rather than having to go into the store. This was very minor, though. We were able to call in and they fixed the issue.
The other thing we think that would make this website better is to include videos of the products actually being worn. Zappos.com is a competitor and their website is inferior in almost all ways, but it is a feature on that site. So we wanted to close our presentation showing you an example of what that might look like.
Hey everybody, I'm Crystal. And I'm Meredith. And we're here today to show you the classic short from UGG. Meredith, quick, behind you, there's some sheepskin lining. That's soft.